call. Talk to her over the phone. Good morning, all of you. We wait for other participants to come and join us.
Sure. Okay.
Good morning, all of you. The day 2 started. We have only 224 participants so far in, and now 25. We'll wait for other 5 minutes. Welcome Suvarna ma'am also on the board. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time and your kindness in accepting us to act as a resource person today to carry out the business of virtual classrooms. We are always grateful to you, madam. Madam Jyoti, are you ready now?
Good morning, Hari sir.
Yeah, good morning, madam. We request you to introduce madam.
Sure, sir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jyoti, Assistant Professor of English, Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk about virtual classroom. This is a subject in which we should all be deeply interested because of COVID-19 has been given us a platform to work with technical gadgets like computer, laptop, mobiles. Our speaker of today spent almost her 22 years of career advising teachers, students on critical thinking skills and activity-based language learning. I'm also blessed. I'm also one among them trained on activity-based language learning. She is an award-winning professional career who has specialized in English language teaching in the English and Foreign Language Universities, Hyderabad. She is a chief coordinator and international training programmer and director of non-formal courses and resources. Even academic coordinator of PGCT and PGDTA courses and National Service Scheme coordinator too. Formerly, she worked as a professor and head of the department in JNUK. She was invited as a resource person for more than 55 workshops, many national conferences and international conferences. She has given plenary talks at national and international conferences. She chaired many sessions.
And I now request Madam Suvarna Lakshmi to come on to the board, madam. Thank you, Mrs. Jyoti. Before going further into the session, welcome all the participants from various parts of nation as well as the other parts of this globe. Thank you so much for your patience. We are able to start within another 2-3 minutes. And I request all of you to put yourself on mute. And I also have advised you to come or get ready with another device. While you are listening through this device, if you are ready with some local device, it will help you to understand how to have a hands-on experience. Of course, it is not mandatory. If at all you wanted to participate in having that hands-on experience, I request all of you to have one more local device. Our Madam Suvarna Lakshmi is already there on the board and will be taking her time shortly. And she is going to talk about virtual classrooms. Instead, she'll take us having a wonderful say on the whole experience of integration of virtual classrooms, especially with reference to Google Classroom. I know in pre-FDP feedback form, most of you have mentioned that you require some LMS system where everything is to be integrated. Keeping this in view, Ma'am Suvarna Lakshmi has kindly consented us to give away a lecture cum demonstration. She also allows all of us to take a hands-on experience with a local system, if at all one that is ready with us. Within no time, we'll be back. Thanks for your patience. I've seen most of you are sitting comfortably at a place and getting ready for having that experience.
Thank you, Dr. Haribabu.
Thank
Good
you so
morning,
much, ma'am.
everybody. It's my pleasure to be part of this online faculty development program. And I'm grateful to Dr. Hari for taking me into confidence and involving me in the whole of this training program. Thank you, Ms. Jyoti, for your introduction. And before we start off with our serious session, I would like you to go for a poll. Can we start the poll now?
Yes, madam. The poll is getting ready.
Is it still on its way, Dr. Hari?
Yes, madam. It has come now.
Thank you.
Hope all of you are watching it. If it is so, please put yes and then go for polling. I've seen there are some 2 entries. There are 4, 5. Yes, multiple. Thank you. Thank you. It's going on. What an active participation here. No hurry. You can happily read all that and then take your own time comfortably. You go ahead, then we can end the poll. Through this poll, ma'am wants to have some of our reflections and some of our interests. Comfortably, once everybody is done, we'll end up the polling. Don't worry. Don't try to be hasty in clicking it. Take your own time. When ma'am gives a signal, then we can end it up.
Let the participation reach 200 and maybe
Sure.
then we can stop it, sir.
Sure, madam. Sure, madam.
I'm sure most of you want to have more than one option to be clicked, but I would like you to stick on to only one. Can we end the poll, sir?
Yes, madam. We'll take another 30 seconds time. Oh, it's ended up. No problem.
Yeah. As the poll speaks, most of you have already been using technology only as a teaching aid, where you take LCD projectors, speakers, or smart boards to be using it almost like a supporting kind of technology that is generally used in the classroom. And of course, few of you or many of you, 45% of you said it is blended technology that you use particularly to supplement materials. And a couple of you have started using couple of tools. You know them, but not really using them. Many of you are forced to learn certain tools because of COVID-19 lockdown. And few of you said, that is only 12% of you said, it is, you're very good at teaching online. And only 7% said, I have no knowledge of technology. I'm very happy that the group is almost like a common kind of, similar kind of group in one way. It's a homogeneous group in one way, that all of us are familiar with technology in some way or the other. For one purpose or the other, we have been living with technology to teach language. However, the need of the day is something which is making us go panic. And of course, the result is attending webinars of this kind. Thank you very much. Before we start our session, I owe a lot to the Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology for knocking out this lockdown by making us come over to meet, not physically, but this way, and have a common kind of platform to discuss our issues and resolve many of the challenges that we are facing as of today. Can I start with my session, sir?
Yes, madam, you can share happily your screen and we can go forward, ma'am. And we'll be eagerly waiting.
Okay.
And before you share it, ma'am, one more instruction again.
Yes.
I already have discussed all the participants about the importance of your local device. If it is already ready with you, you'll be very happy going along with ma'am to integrate or to even experience or to have a try. Madam, you are looking very good on the presentation itself directly. It looks awesome.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to everybody. This session is going to be on virtual classroom. And as Dr. Hari has been informing all of you, I would like you to reflect on what I'll share with you hereafter, and also be an active participant trying out parallelly what is being done on the screen here. However, we'll take a couple of minutes more to really get into the real classroom. I would like to start from where Professor Venkat Reddy has stopped yesterday. All of us have been talking about online teaching, COVID problems, pre-COVID and post-COVID, and number of limitations that are there for all of us. The first limitation, couple of limitations that you have already mentioned yesterday, pre and post Sir's talk, is that the gadgets are not available to all of us. Particularly the students who live in remote areas. You can't expect them to have a smartphone, nor even can you expect them to have a continuous internet connection throughout the day to be connected with you or with the rest of the class. So that we already accept to be one of the challenges, and a solution that is being discussed and suggested in the yesterday's session is that universities and institutions along with local governments have to take initiation in providing the gadget to the learners, because education is also the backbone of the country. Though educational institutions would be the last ones to get out of the lockdown, we cannot stop getting educated. Hence this online learning. And so we also have to think about how else we can educate our students catching up with the present technology. The next one is internet connectivity. Though we have a gadget, sometimes we do not have a proper service provider, where sometimes even in our houses, we go from room to room saying, I do not have proper signal here and there. And that is very common with all of us, which is more even as a problem crops up when it comes to rural places or remote places. And another one is facility to be participating or engaging in the class, with the class being aloof. Yesterday we did discuss this. A family of 4 or 5 members or even bigger hardly lives in 2 rooms, and you cannot expect the student to have a space to give a video for you. And that is another challenge. And importance of new apps. We keep asking everybody. Now today, Hari sir already announced, we want you to have a local gadget along with the main gadget. We want you to have 2, a laptop and a mobile with internet connection in both the devices and things like that. This again asks you to have a lot of space in addition to the gadget itself. It asks you to have a lot of storage space in both the devices that you are using. And many of the times you might not have that. In case if it is an advanced kind of device, yes, but a local kind of one or an economic kind of gadget that you have might not give this facility of downloading number of apps that are required for a particular class to be completed. And another one is adaptability to this sudden shift. Now, till yesterday, you know what your student is doing in a classroom. We keep going around the classes to student, observing what the student is doing. We've been monitoring them. We've been assessing them throughout as formative assessment throughout when they're participating in the classroom talks. But what happened now after COVID? Suddenly the student is left free. The student is not monitored by anybody. So that sudden freedom is also a paradigm shift for the student. And now they hardly see the teacher. They hardly have anything else to really discuss with the others. Sitting next to the other and having a pair work, doing a pair work or a group work is something which is not happening now. And from a very restricted learning environment to a completely free environment, the shift being smooth, or the time to be given to make the shift very smooth is not there for our students. So how well do they adjust and accommodate themselves to and get in, fall in line with this particular pattern of teaching is another great challenge. And that is where one of our participants yesterday was raising an issue. How do you motivate your students to be more connected to the teacher and the learning processes? The next one is also sending comments to all the students. There are certain kind of technical glitches. One of those is this. You cannot send the comments to all the students at a time. You will have to give individual mails when you want to give a comment or response to their assignment. This is something which is another challenge that we have. Not many of the LMS are really supporting this. Now, something which we have been yesterday discussing for a long time, being the distance School of Distance Education in our department, is how do you identify that the person who is responding to you is your student? This is a great challenge. Say I have a brother or a sister who helps me at home. My sibling will surely sit in my place and complete my assignment in turn of me doing some kind of favor to him or her. So how do you really identify that your student is a person who is responding to you, who has completed the task, who has learned what is expected to be learned during that session? The task time for the teacher to give feedback is as good as or as bad as it is in the face-to-face sessions. These are the major kind of limitations that we have. And as language teachers, I don't know, my experience is that we keep learning continuously the technology-based tools. And I do not consider or rate myself as an expert to teach online classes. And as most of you also have admitted, it's not our core area of expertise. Our expertise lies somewhere else. We wanted to teach language in a very interesting and engaging manner. And this COVID shift to become expertise with technology, along with giving input, that is a language, and getting a better output as a language proficiency improvement in the students, is one of our challenges. And hence, my expertise is also one of the limitations that we have today. Hari sir, will I be able to see your chat so that I also can respond to some of the students, participants' remarks?
Yes, madam. We can see from the chart, and then we also can get them. If they raise hands, I can unmute them.
Okay. Right. The second aspect that we would like to understand before we jump into any of the LMSs is understanding what a virtual classroom is. Now, the definitions given, I've given two definitions here, one taken from Learn Club and the other one from Techno Pro. These two definitions talk about how virtual classrooms are interactive. They allow learning in an environment that allows the teachers and students to communicate, interact, collaborate, and be active in the classes, expressing their views, interacting, and participating in different group activities. And these are the major features of a virtual classroom. Now, distance.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes.
Our participants require the PowerPoint is to be popped up as a big window. Are you?
Okay.
Is it showing on your window the whole big screen, or
Not really.
yes, 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 it
I'll
is
do
not.
it in another way, if you permit me.
Yes, madam.
I'll change the mode of presentation so that the slide is clearer for the participants.
Sure, madam, sure. Meanwhile, we have Professor Venkat Reddy, sir, is also on.
Do you see the screen better now, sir?
It is awesome, ma'am. It is being seen very well.
Better than before. I can't
But
say very well.
better,
Somehow.
no, very well. But okay, if you can animate it, or if you can pinch on your Windows, okay. It is
Okay.
now moving.
Now let me do it in a normal way. I think that seems
That is
better.
good. That is good. That is good. We also have Venkat Reddy sir on board. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, Professor Venkat. Thanks for joining our session. We are honored by your presence.
Okay, thank you very much. All the very best to all of you.
Thank you. Yeah, now Technopedia and LearnCube, these two have given this, and many of the definitions that I have come across repeat the same kind of features of virtual classroom. The first one is, it talks about how it allows teachers and students to communicate, interact, collaborate, explain ideas, and so on. The second one also repeats similar kind of ideas. It says it is a learning environment where participants can interact, communicate, view and discuss presentations, and engage with learning resources while working in groups, all in an online setting. Another major aspect that we as teachers are away from is that there are no corporal punishments now and no kind of abuse. However, now it is the reverse. Now there are reports of the other way around, like you give an assignment and the student has the liberty to post anything, hence the student posts whatever comes to the mind, which sometimes is even hurting. Now the difficulty is to monitor the students' progress and ensuring learning outcomes. These are the challenges that we have. We've already talked about it, and we'll discuss further later in the later part of this presentation. What do you think are the advantages of teaching online? Now, I have posted here a couple of them, and I would also like you to respond to another set of advantages that will be given in the form of a poll again. Hari sir, please get ready with the poll. Meanwhile, I would like you to ponder over these advantages. We did discuss the limitations. Keeping those in view, we are also looking at, now in case everybody, assuming everybody who is part of your class has a gadget and is able to connect to you, then the first advantage that you have is most of the tools which are online are very user-friendly. The minute you start browsing one particular website, it leads you to the places that are advantageous for the website to use. And similar is with the tool. The next one is online teaching gives scope for synchronous and asynchronous learning and teaching. I mean, in case I'm not able to make it to go to my office and take a regular class with my students, I always can give a recorded video and ask the students to keep working on a particular assignment, which is asynchronous in many ways. And if it is synchronous, it is like at one particular point of time, you want all your students to log in, respond to the particular inputs that you're giving, either in the form of a lecture, a video lecture, or in a form of a live kind of discussion that you have. In asynchronous learning and teaching, the teacher can give the talk or video or reading material at his or her own convenience, give a deadline for the students to read, learn, watch the video at their convenience, where all the students will not be present and doing the same thing at a time. And this becomes an advantage in many ways, particularly from the student's point of view, because it turns out to be more engaging for them. They have variety of ways to engage themselves in the classroom or in the learning process. It is not one particular source. In a traditional classroom, it is only the teacher who is a source, but it is not one particular source that the teacher is going to be giving, but different sources of information comes to the learner, and hence it turns out to be very interesting. The next one is, it is immersive. More than that, it is also inclusive. In case the student is a slow learner, the student is not able to catch what the teacher says in a classroom, the teacher and the student have to make particular time to resolve the issue or help the student. The teacher has to keep up some time to help the student who is not able to catch or who's not able to follow his or her class in a regular manner. Instead of that, if a video is given to the student can repeat that material a number of times as per his convenience, and till he understands there are a number of times that the student can go through the same material or same video, which is not a facility in a regular classroom. So it is personalized in that ways. At the pace and time in which the student can learn, and it is definitely, once they have the gadget and facility, it is accessible always from both the sides. The learner is accessible to the teacher, and the teacher is also accessible to the learner. It is more relevant to the student's needs, learning styles, learning expectations. And finally, the best advantage is it boosts up the energy of the student. The reason for this is the creativity and engagement of the students. The reason for this is the student's creativity comes out when the student is allowed to respond at his or her own pace. In a group of 60, if the student asks, if a student is asked to suddenly come up with an idea that changes the structure of the classroom or similar kind of creative ideas, write a short story or write a poem on a particular topic, kind of assignments will not really generate a lot of creativity or give a lot of scope for the students to work on it very creatively. But when it is online, the student can take his or her own time to respond, think very creatively in different contexts, relate it to the real life, because they live in the society then, and they keep responding to them. This is something which is really advantageous for everyone. And these are the advantages that I have listed out. Now, Hari sir, can you post the poll here?
Yes.
Again?
Why not, ma'am? It is on the way.
Okay.
Meanwhile, participants.
Yeah, poll is here. You're given 3 minutes time totally to respond to this. What are the major problems you as teachers have faced while teaching online?
there's still quite a few people need little extra time, ma'am. There are 311 participants so far. 280, 239 have already responded. I request others also to complete earliest possible. There was some Dr. Giri Prasad Vedudala is asking, ma'am, out of this polls, how is that you are, I mean, why is this important as a poll?
Yeah, I did mention it in privately to you. This is a poll that has to come a little later.
Yes. Oh.
It's okay. Why is this poll important? Yes, let us also answer this, because whether it is now or later, you will have to definitely take this poll. Major problems generally teachers face will also be related to how we really go through the classroom that we are going to look at. Now, when you create a classroom, it is based on how you resolve the issues that, that crop up. And based on that, we'll focus a little more time on how teachers feel that this is a major glitch for me. And that's the reason for this poll. Yeah, can we end it?
Yes, ma'am. Then you
5 minutes.
then you want the other question, ma'am, now, or shall we see later?
We'll put it at a later end. Yeah, it's ended.
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
you have most of the teachers saying that quizzes and assignments are a major problem. Not sure if my student is a real respondent to my assignments and quizzes. Now, recently, we have had a discussion and a solution at an institution level, but we'll share that information with you. The next highest goes to not enough motivated students. We've already mentioned this. We touched upon this aspect before. The highest one is not used to handle EdTech tools, hence dependent on technical expert, the technical glitches. Yeah, this is common for all of us as language teachers. We didn't want technology in our lives, and so most of us must have preferred arts and humanities. But now we are forced to get into and live with technology every day, which really is a problem now, I know. Longer time for planning and execution. This is a real-time problem all of us have been facing, but I'm sure once you get hands-on experience and start doing it, you'll find it much easier than your regular planning. And it's time consuming to achieve expertise in using, using or learning appropriate digital tools to teach the concept or content. Yes, that's real time-taking process, but once you do it, it is learned forever. And it is an easy task for us to learn additional kind of facilities that are being given by the same kind of platform. The next ones, lesser ones, are assessment consumes more time, twice deprived students in the class. Yes, if you remember, yesterday Professor Reddy was mentioning this term. We are, the students, most of the students are twice deprived. Once deprived because of the social economic conditions, and the second time we are depriving them because they, because of already existing deprived condition of theirs, they are not able to take education again. So this is another issue. And anything, Fuller sir? Okay. Now, I would like to share an interesting ad with you, which is just for one minute something. Would you all like to switch on to this more?
Ma'am, do you require any help?
Didn't it play for you?
No, this is not being played, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was playing for all of you.
No, it is not being played. Would you
Okay.
would you like me to play from my screen? If at all you leave this audio to me through some other mode.
Sure. One thing I can also do is to give the link so that
Yes.
everybody can watch it.
That's also
Now,
fine. On chat window, you can leave the link.
Yeah. That is actually, I was excited when I saw this ad. That was in 2008. An idea ad, idea mobile service ad that talks about how children from rural areas can be involved into the mainstream education and how they can get educated through mobiles, staying at different places. Is the screen visible now? Am I able to show you the PPT?
No, ma'am. Still, you are on the old screen only with the icon of video player.
Is it?
Yeah. Now also, it is only visible that video screen VLC media player. Now you are there, ma'am.
Okay. And then
PowerPoint.
yes,
You need
back to PowerPoint.
You need to share the screen once again with the PowerPoint.
Is it seen now?
No, ma'am.
Is the screen visible to all of you? No?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, there is another question before we start with Google Classrooms. However, I would like you to go through this. Why do everybody, is everyone engaged with only Google Classrooms? This becomes, is it that everybody is, it's easy for everyone to use it, or is it convenient for the teachers or for the administrators? What exactly is the reason for everyone to start using Google Classrooms or Google becoming so famous with this classroom app? One thing is, yes, Google Classroom is user-friendly as any other technology, and it's easy to create and archive the classes. Once you create the class and you don't feel we have been using this classroom very conveniently, then you can go ahead archiving it and creating a new class. There are a number of features of creating new classes with the old materials, creating new classes with giving, involving older students and things like that, which we'll be looking at when we go to the classes. It's also easy to review the work of the students. How did the student perform? How many of them have responded to your task? How many of them did not? When did they submit? What time did they submit? Did they submit in time? Were they consulting the other students to do it? Did they revise answers once they posted it? Kind of details will also be displayed to you. So it's giving a complete kind of view of what the student is doing to the teacher. Another aspect of it is also it has access to it. The teacher can give access to the parents and guardians to view what the student and teacher is doing in the online classroom. Many a time parents are also worried that my kid is always online, my kid is always with the system or with a mobile. I'm not sure what he or she is doing with it. This is a common worry of many parents. And hence, if the parents are also involved in the classroom, and the parent or guardian will also be able to see how the student is performing, what's happening from the teacher's side and the student's side. Another one is lots of Google apps that are being added to our regular Gmails itself. are accessible easily from Google Classroom. These are the major kind of advantages using Google Classroom. Now, I would like all of you to type, to enter this room. You can also, on your mobile, go to www.menti.com and give this code 951898.
Can you repeat the code, ma'am, once again?
The code is also given here, 951898. Even if people already have Mentimeter account, don't go into Mentimeter, but enter only menti.com. Mentimeter is for the teacher to create quiz. Menti.com is for the students to enter and respond to the quiz. Are you able to see the screen where the responses are given already? A couple of you have started responding to it.
Yes, madam. Madam, once again, digits, please, the code digits.
951858.
1858.
Yes. Not 98, it is 58.
1858.
Yes.
It's for someone who could not succeed. Menti.com. And then enter these digits. 951858. Menti.com.
Yeah, shall we stop it?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yeah, here is a response. Now, most of you have said, I use it, but not completely aware of all the options that are there or features that are there in Google Classroom. I know or heard about it, but never used it, is the second most lot response. And I never used or learned it is the least. That is, very less number are completely unaware of Google. Then
Madam,
few of you said,
madam,
yes. Sir?
there are some hands.
Okay.
They raise their hands, and shall we give them an option to talk to you, or you wanted them to talk later?
Would you like to, shall I take the questions now itself? Would you like me to do that?
That's up to you, ma'am. How are you comfortable? You wanted them to.
I'm fine even taking it now. If it is relevant to this session and this particular slide that I'm showing you, then let us take it up now.
Hope participants must have understood. If it is relevant to exact at this point of time's discussion, you may keep your hands raised. If not, happily lower your hands and we'll go further. Still, there are some hands, ma'am.
Okay.
Shall I unmute them?
Yes, yes. But let's not give more than 5 to 10 minutes for this.
That's ma'am. That's it. That's it. We have only one. Madam Shabana.
I'm sorry, sir. I think it's not going down. I didn't have a question. It accidentally got raised. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
That's okay.
You,
if it is with the posting poll, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that's it, ma'am. We don't have other hands.
Right. I'll try once again with this particular video. Please let me know immediately if it is working or not. If not, we shall skip. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, it's visible, ma'am, but not audible.
Audio?
No, audio is not audible.
Audio is not there?
Yes, it is not there, ma'am. Hope while you're sharing, you need to give computer audio enablement also, ma'am. But anyway, we understood this ad is for teachers roll call.
Yes.
Before you share, you try giving audio enablement of your computer to
I did. There is another technical glitch in that. I use Office Mix, and let's not get into it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Now we now will be going into the actual Google Classrooms. Can we have all our participants also starting it? Now with the Google Classrooms, this is what we are going to do. We'll create a classroom, have students and colleagues. We'll add or remove teachers and students, how to archive or copy a class, avoid some posts by students on the stream. giving assignments, setting quizzes and activities, make a presentation, oral presentations on Google Meet, Jamboard, spreadsheets. These are what we are going to look at. However, part of many assignments will also be Google Forms, so we'll also be looking at Google Forms. In general, you can start with classroom.google.com. If you are already using Gmail, you'll automatically get into a Google Classroom. Now, in case you do not get it, you can open your regular email, that is your Gmail, go into Gmail, and after you go into your Gmail, you can click the button here that will open the dots which are there on the right top corner, just beside your name and login IDs. You will get a list of dots which indicate the apps. Once you click that, you'll be able to see number of apps related to Google. Now you find Classroom as part of it. You click on that, you become part of the Classroom. You enter the Google Classroom. Now these are the classes that already exist for me. In case I would like to have a new class, I click on this, that is a plus symbol, and create a classroom. Now create a classroom. Google is also asking you, for some time Google restricted using Google Classroom only to institutions that are already registered with Google. However, now it also gives what is called as G Suite. However, now it is accepting almost all to enter it. Now you click on, you have read the options and then click on OK. It allows you to enter the class. So the first classroom that you want to create will be create class. You say I have read and continue. And the name of the class, say we want to give this as online teaching. Section is not required.
Madam,
Teaching, yeah.
sorry to disturb you, ma'am.
No problem. Yeah.
Can you your sharing screen is still showing only PowerPoint.
Is it?
It is not. Yeah. It is not your video. I mean your actual browser. Can you try resharing actual browser, ma'am?
Is it okay now?
Yes, it is now. Come down, ma'am. Can you just go back and then come back, ma'am, from from the beginning quickly? Thank you very much, ma'am.
Now I have opened a window and I started typing. Classroom.google.com. You'll be taken into a classroom, directly a Google Classroom, if you already have an account. That is, if you have a Gmail account, you'll be taken into this directly. If you do not have that, say you have a Gmail account, beside your name on the right corner, you also see a set of apps, Google apps given here in the form of dots. You click on that, you can also find Google Classroom as one of the apps available. Even when you click on that, you enter a classroom. My Google Classroom is here. I have 4 classrooms already. Now I can start a new classroom by clicking on this plus at the right top corner. There are two options given here. One is join the class, one is create the class. I want to create a class. Google gives you this document saying that you need to have a G Suite for education and schools and things like that. You just click I read and understood above notice and say continue. Here, you have a box that comes up which asks you about the title of the class. So when you create the class, you give the name of the class. So you say online teaching. I'm giving all of you this class today. So section is not important. Subject is English language and the room is virtual. Now at the bottom right, you have cancel or create. You say create here. The classroom is automatically created. Now, this is a new classroom for me. I want all of you to join the classroom by giving this code. And mandatory is to have a Gmail account. Hari sir, is this visible? Hello sir, Hari sir, is this visible?
It's visible.
Okay.
It is quite visible.
Did anybody enter my class? Let me see. So I have people here on the top. When I click on this, I have 4 options given. As a teacher, 4 options will be seen. For students, only 3 options will be seen. Now, as a teacher, I have stream, which comes as a front page of the class. I have classwork and I have people. Very important for me is the people in my classroom. So I have a couple of students already registered for this class. Once you have the list of students with you, you go to stream and you can hear it. The front page is something like your share your thought for today or something like that comes in your Facebook front page every day. And in a similar way, you have this here. So hello everyone and welcome to this class today. I would like all of you to take up unit 2 of the first EdTech. Yeah.
Can you pop up once again the class code? Yeah, you are visible and your screen is visible, but okay. We wanted the class code to be popped up once again so that others would like to join. Some of them are waiting.
It's okay. Even if you do not, if you're not able to join, it doesn't matter. This you can try for yourself. Keep trying from your end to have your own class. Rather than I need just a couple of you to log in so that I can show you as an experiment. If you log into my class, you will also have to do all the assignments that I give. If that is okay, I can pop it up again.
That will be exactly a hands-on experience, ma'am. Well said.
That's fine. Then this is the class code. Every class will have a code. If I close this, say immediately below the title of the class, I have section which I have entered and the class code comes here if you click on display, the small box that is given here, it displays in a bigger way. This is fine. Now, another way of inviting students into the classroom is to go into, this, and you can also invite students into your classroom. Say you can invite the students by giving the email ID of the student. Say I have Hari's email, Hari the Universal, if I remember Hari's. Yeah, am I right, Hari? Hari the
Yes, ma'am,
Universal
exactly.
Gmail.
It is there. It is running.
gmail.com. Okay, yeah. Here I can invite student and say, click on the last one, say invite that particular student.
Because I'm already in, madam. That's why you are unable to it.
Okay, okay, not a problem. Right, these are the students now I have. Oh, this is a big class, come on. Oh.
You have many students, ma'am, now, around 315.
Yes. Wow, that's a huge class now. Now, whatever I would like to make a mention of it. Now, this is an online class. Online teaching is the title of it. And if I wanted to post to all the students some information that I would like to give to all the students, I post it here. So, hello everyone is where I started. I want you to complete the assignment posted by today evening 5 p.m. So I can post it here. I also have a choice to schedule it later. Now, if I want to post it now, I can post it. If I want to schedule it to appear for the students at 3 o'clock and complete the assignment by 5 o'clock, if it is time-bound kind of assignment, I can schedule the post to that and to that time and give that time only 2 hours for the students to respond there. Another one is when you create the class, you have n number of people using it almost like a Facebook, where everybody starts saying hi to each other like a chat box. Hence, if you do not want that option to be there, you also can restrict the option to a particular set of students, or at the end of the class, I also can restrict the class settings. So I go to class settings. In the class settings, say there is general, there is grading. Now the general one says the students can post a comment. I can restrict that to students can only comment, or I can also say only teacher can post and comment, which is really a safe one. Your front page of the classroom will not look clumsy. I don't say what you have written is clumsy, but in the sense, every student keeps saying hello, hi to everyone. In a huge classroom of this kind, it becomes difficult for the teacher also to have a check on what's happening in the chat. It can go positive, it can go negative. Hence, you restrict the posts on the front page of the classroom. Moving on to the second one. Now, I said I want you to complete this particular assignment at a particular point of time. So I also can give, for example, the video that I wanted to show all of you, which I failed desperately. Maybe I can use this particular interface to post my class, my video, and give it to the whole class. So the video is here, and I post it. I say upload. Now the video is uploaded. Everybody who is part of my class will be able to watch this video. Now the second one is create. This is the most important part of the class. When you say create, the first one that you can go for is topic. What topic am I giving? How to become a public speaker. This is the topic I would like to give. So I give this topic, and under this, I would also like to give other topics, like I say this should be unit 2. So I add this topic. Now I forgot that this particular topic is part of unit 2. What do? I click here and say this folder is empty. Hence, what I do, I go back to my previous one. I go back to my class and get into my class creation again. Now, once I have something to post here, I can rename this, I can delete this, I can move up, I can copy the link of this particular assignment or this particular topic. I can copy the link and share it with the students. Moving up is an option. I want this to be first and this to be second. This also can happen. So I have all topics here. Now, get ready. You're all going to respond to many of the assignments that I'm going to give now. The assignments I have a good assignment to be given here. Instead of going into this, shall I do something else? I will give you something which I already have existing. Can I have a couple of you register for this class as well?
Just keep the code ready, ma'am. Leave
The
on
code
the
is already displayed.
leave it for a little while.
Sure.
Madam, there is a hand rise from Shakira Rehmana. Can we take a question from her, ma'am?
Okay, she says should give some time to switch between gadgets. Shakira, madam, I'm not asking you to shift between gadgets. Don't worry about it now. When we have, sure, I'll give you the time so that you can do it in your convenient manner. I know it sounds more like a tutorial which is going a little faster, but this itself is taking a longer time, hence I'm forced to rush a little. Okay, with just couple of you joining this class, let me show what I already have. Today in the morning somewhere, I posted this question, these assignments. Now, I have a couple of students already responding to me. I don't want students' responses here. So as I already told you, I will go to the general settings and say on the top of the class, the front class page, only teacher can post. So I say save and the changes are being saved. Nobody else can now post on this front page. But I already have lots of you responding to this particular classroom. Now that's not an issue. There are upcoming assignments, that is due date is today, and today at 5 p.m. I have something to be read and submitted. Now tomorrow at 10 a.m. I already have something else to be done and submitted. So shall we immediately go into this? Are you ready or do you need some more time? Shall we go ahead?
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Right. Now, before we go into the inner pages, I have something else to tell you here. One is select the theme. When you give the title for a classroom, an automatic theme is being selected from the given set of pictures. Now, instead of what is already being given, I can choose something else to be selected as theme. And in case you have a picture of the whole group of that particular class, you can even upload a picture. This is some facility, like once you see the class, the group photograph or this particular picture, you are immediately reminded of who is that particular class group. Now, in the classwork, as it is already displayed there, I have a G classroom, I have EdMeadow, and I have Schoology as 3 different units for the students to go through. So the first one is, I have G classroom. This is supposed to be done, 2 is 5 o'clock. So first one is reading. Today there is a reading article given, and for the reading article, an attachment is also given. Okay, let us not get into registry, but I'll show you the article here. The article talks about, this is the front page of Hindu Today. So the article talks about Indo-China relationship and Donald Trump being involved in it. This hardly is a 700-word article, and this can be read within 5 minutes in the classroom itself if you ask the students to start reading. So as soon as the article is being read, there is something else to be done. So here you need to view the assignment. What is this assignment that is to be viewed? So 2 students have already submitted the assignment assigned to these 2. Okay. Now, two students have submitted the assignment here. What exactly is the assignment? You need to go through. So when did I become a speaker? Answer the question. Oral assignment is given, self-improvement is given, quizzes are given. These are all to be done, and for all there is time that is also being given. For the first one, if you are supposed to become a public speaker, for that, no, even before that, there is a Google assignment that I have started with. Now, this is an assignment that I gave to the students, and none of the students have responded. If the students have responded, they click on turned in. And if the students have not responded, it shows 0. Okay. Now, this upcoming kind of assignment also has questions. You need to view this. So become a speaker, it's given in Google Forms. Becoming a public speaker. This, when you click on a question, you need to have when it is given in the form of a question, you need to click on required. How you prepare that, I'll show you once again. Say, which of the following do you think is not one of the ways to become a public speaker? Watching or observing others as public speakers, practicing in public, reading a lot of books, developing your own unique strategies to win the attention of the audience, practicing in private. So which one do you think is not one of the best ways to become a public speaker? This is something which is possible. Right. Now I completed this, and so I say submit. However, when I say submit, I'm not able to get the answer or get the turn in because this question is required to answer. So what is this question? Now, you need to find 22 faults in this particular image where a man and a woman are sitting in a room, and there are lots of things that are given here. Hence, you need to find out the faults. Say I start writing only one fault.
There is an assignment, click on it. Under it, you have link.
Okay, are you confused of how I came here? Shall I go back and do that again for you? I need a response. Do you want me to do it again for you?
Try once again, ma'am, please.
Okay. Say we are in virtual classroom, and from here I went to reading assignment. In the classwork, I said create. I have a topic. In the topic, say I click reading. This is add. a topic is being added. And for this, I need some more to be added. That is an assignment based on the reading skill. So the title of this assignment is, say, answer the questions based on the text. This is the one. Now, the text I'm giving is, say, text from pages 39 to 42 of the English textbook. This English textbook pages which I gave talk about how George Bernard Shaw became a good public speaker. So for this, what I would like to give as instructions is read and answer the questions. Okay, I can create questions here or create questions from the Google form or drawings or sheets or slides or docs. These are all Google apps. Now, if I do not want to use any of these, I've already prepared a set of questions. Then I can also have it from Google Drive. Why Google Drive? Google Drive automatically creates a classroom for you. When you look at for us. In the Google Drive, there is a folder that is already created that is called Classroom. The Classroom will have classes that I have already created, and they will have the content that I would like to share with the students. Here, anyway, this is a sample kind of class. I haven't created any material, but if I have material, the Google Drive will automatically have that in the folder created as Classroom. How do you access or have Google Drive as part of your classroom is another major aspect. Your classroom folders can be something which you may or may not save, but the classrooms can be automatically saved in your Google Drive. So if I click on Classroom, this will show all the classrooms that I have. Copy of the virtual classroom itself. These are the two classrooms that I have created. So in this, what do I have? I did not upload anything, but the other one, yes, I have a blank quiz that is being given here. I can have the same being uploaded. Now, this, once I got this quiz form from the Google Drive, when I click it, it immediately comes into my classroom. So only thing I need to do is to send, but to whom also can be restricted. So do you want it to be sent via email? So you need to type your class, or would you like to share it as a link with your class? That also you can do. This is how include form in email or send. Finally, add collaborators. which is my colleagues. I don't need them here, but I can send it to everyone using the link. So I copy the link, copied, and I can go back to my classroom and paste it here, add link. So what happens to the student? The student clicks on this link as he or she is supposed to answer the questions. So this again can be restricted to, if the student does this, the student gets only 2 marks. When should the student do it? It depends on the time that you would like to give. Is there a due date? Today is 28th. There is only one question that we gave. So the answer should come to us by 12. So, and there should also be a rubric in case what answer you want from the student and how the student's response is to be evaluated. If that is to be shared with the students, you can also create a rubric. Instead of creating a rubric, you also can say, discard this change. You also can say that reuse a rubric that is already being created. So for reading, I have created a rubric. The same rubric can be added even here. This criteria is for 5 points. So I will change this one also for 5 points. There is another facility here. When you say, when you want to give an assignment, you're dealing with 2 different classes. Most of you must be dealing with sections of the same class. Say class 12 A and B, BTech first year CSE A and B, or EC A and B, or across the disciplines. You have some classes of that sort. Then you can click on how many classes you have. You can share the same with all the classes that you already have created. Or you want to share it only with copy virtual class and virtual class, not with the BTech classes, I can delete that. Now, all the students of these classes, that you will have to check, which is automatically taken. That is, for both the classes, all the students will be getting this assignment. So would you like to give this immediately, to assign this immediately, or save it only as a draft and give it later, or discard everything? Is your choice again. You can undo, you can redo, is a facility, major facility that is given by Google. Many of the other e-classroom LMS that we have do not allow us to go back, redo, change, reuse kind of things. But Google gives us that facility. So now I say assign. All the students who have registered for these 2 classes will get this particular assignment. Okay. Are there questions that I immediately need to take, or can we go ahead? Can we move forward?
Ma'am, exactly. We thought we would give some 15-minute short break.
Okay.
But anyway, we crossed, no problem. If at all you give us some 10 minutes short break now.
Okay.
And after that, we'll take questions and then we go forward. Hope all the participants will accept.
Shall we do one thing meanwhile?
Yes, madam.
Shall we give another poll?
Yes, we can.
And leave the screen for 10 minutes. People will be responding to the poll and also
take
will
rest
be,
and then come down.
yeah, yeah.
Now the poll is going to on, and we also
time it for 10 minutes, sir.
Yes, madam. We can time it now. Now my watch shows 11:41. We'll be back by 11:51.
Yeah, that's fine, sir.
It is for all the participants too. Meanwhile, there is a poll. Please respond to it and then take a break.
The questions. bear with us. The poll questions got interchanged. Something which was supposed to go before when I presented the advantages has come now here. And the previous question was supposed to be posted later. Anyway, I don't think they're irrelevant at any time. Thank you for your immediate responses.
It's break time. We'll meet by 11:51. That's why there is no audio for you.
Hari sir, have you said something?
I said it is break time, ma'am. Some of them are writing in the chat box.
Okay.
There is no audio, so I responded. It's break time. We'll meet again by 11:51. Now the watch showing 11:48.
Yeah, 4 more minutes. 3 more minutes.
It is 11:51. I request all of you to be in again.
Yes, welcome back to the session. Are you all ready for the session?
Yes, ma'am. There are 276 on board.
Okay. Everybody feels that most of you feels that online teaching allows students own convenient pace and time, learning at students' own convenience, space and time. It's easy to use different types of materials online. I can teach from wherever I am, and expertise from everywhere in the world is accessible. This is a major advantage for teaching online. You can take the videos of any expert from any corner and then immediately share it with your students. It can happen even sometimes the students can come across better videos and they can share with us. Yeah, other advantages are also there, and almost all of these advantages are given equal importance by most of you, except for students have access to better language. What I mean by this is they keep listening to accents of the native speakers. They also get to listen to the accent of other speakers from other countries. Hence, they have access to better language. It is not just an Indian English teacher teaching them English, but other Englishes of the world can be accessible to them. So that also becomes an advantage for the students. And yeah, one way, if the parents are like, they're not the first generation learners, if your students are not the first generation learners, if the parents are tech literates, then you can involve the parents in the process of teaching and learning, which becomes a true partnership for the parents as well. With this, we shall stop talking about the polls to get back to our classroom, e-classroom. One thing which G Classroom does not have is you can't have direct plugins into the classroom. Hence, what you can do is you can go to other websites, other tools, and create certain kind of quizzes to make the classes interesting. Hence, what because typing takes a little time in front of you, I have created very few, one or two for each of these as examples, and I am giving to you. Now, if you want to create, you can create a quiz. If you want to use an existing one, say GB Shah and the quiz, I'm enabling the quiz now. This is a multiple choice question. If you want to add, you can add another question to the same quiz. And finally, save and exit. Now, if I save and exit, my quiz is being already shared here in this particular website. So what I do, I give the quiz link. I say copy here and I paste it here. I paste it in one of the classes here.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
We missed your screen. Can you reshare it, please?
Oh. Okay.
Will you share it once again?
I'm doing it. Okay. I'm sorry.
Now it's visible.
I have gone into another tool called Socrative.com. Okay. Here, what I did is I have taken GB Shah's public speaking as the topic. That is what I gave as textbook pages 39 to 42 in first year BTech textbook. If you give the specific page numbers, it is also very clear to the students that we are dealing with the textbook. The content is very relevant and we are not trying to beat around the bush, but we are literally talking about what is there in the textbook, which is very relevant for them. And in one of the talks, one of our experts was telling us this. For the teacher starts with who are my students? What kind of materials do I have to teach? How do I teach? I design the methods. Then I also design the assessment. From this, for the students, it is a reverse. the student always approaches things from the assessment point of view. They start learning things from the assessment, then look at what methods they are convenient for them to learn and what exactly are the materials. This reverse planning of the student is something which we need to have in mind when we are trying to give them any supplementary material. The student first thinks, what do I do with this? As a best example is our own session going on. One of the participants said, what is the need for this poll here? So the need objective of each one, whatever action you are doing in the classroom is very important for the student, because the student's time is also equally important both for the teacher and the student. Hence, you have this from the textbook already. I click this. I gave just one question to be shown to you as an you can go to quizzes. So the quizzes that I have created is here already. And I have a quiz, I have multiple choice question. I gave an answer. I also gave the reason for the answer. I don't need to edit. If I want to add questions, I can also add questions. 3 types of questions are here: multiple choice, true or false, short answer. One of these options you can take up. Say, make a statement like, Visha was a speaker by birth. You give the statement, and the student is supposed to respond to you as true or false. Okay, so you also save this question. Okay, you also save this question and you give false as answer and save it here. Right. These 2 questions are there for the student. One is a multiple choice question and one is a true false question. These 2 questions are there. Now save and exit.
Madam,
go
here
to the
excuse me, madam.
Page of this.
Excuse me, madam. Here and there, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Certainly.
Yeah. Here and there, your voice is breaking.
I'm there at the same place, sir.
All right then.
It's taking time. Okay. Before we get to the actual, yes. Now I click this. This is GB Shah public speaking. That is a content. I would like to share this with my students. What I do is to share this as a link. So I copy this link and I go back to my class. I gave this link to my students. The older link did not have the present question that I added. Hence, I'll give a new link with 2 questions. So add this link here. For this, the student is supposed to get, for 2 questions, only 2 marks. And when do they need to do it? The students can do it in no time. What's the time now? It is 12 already. So this is 28. by 12:10, the student can complete. The answers are already there, so there is no particular rubric required here. So I gave the title as quiz, and I'm also assigning it to the students. Previously, I already told you, if I want to give this quiz to one class, I can give it to one class. If I want to give it to all the students of the class, I can do that. I want to avoid some of the students. I feel that they already know this, or it is waste of time for them to do this particular exercise. I can avoid them and still assign. Now, my virtual class also, I can share it with a couple of other classes and assign it. Right, my assignment is already assigned. When I move back, now let's also look at what is the difference between an assignment, a quiz assignment, and question. Now, quiz assignment and a couple of other features of Google is said to be not very useful kind of option. In assignment, you have all the options. The only thing they say is it doesn't have, previously it didn't have Google Forms. Now it has every other document possible. Now, when you click on questions also, question and assignment, sorry, quiz and assignment also, you have a similar kind of option. So you create it in docs, you create it in slides or sheets or drawings or forms, it means the same. So there is no particular option that you need to go back to always to, apart from assignment and question, you need not go to quiz particularly. However, you can also post some kind of questions. You can add material to this. Now, how do you add material to this? This is again on, say, public speaking. My assignment can be watching a video, answering the questions, and responding to the task. Hence, for education purposes, you always can use TED as another embedded kind of plugin for your regular classes. You go to TED Ed. It's not TED Talks, but the TED Talks that are used for education purposes are given in TED Ed as a separate website. So you enter ed.ted.com and you enter this page. This page I have already registered, so my classes are here. This is a video that I want my students to watch, which is for 5 minutes. I've chosen this for 5 minutes. Videos are supposed to be not for a longer time. Please remember, when you prepare videos or you want to share videos with your students, particularly for learning purposes, let them not be for very long time. A long video can be like a long teacher talk, where the student will get put off or will get diverted, will not be with the speaker constantly. Hence, we have shorter videos and shorter quizzes coming up every time. This is only to check. Now, when I say a poll in my talk also, the purpose of it there are two purposes again. One is anyway to understand how the participant lot is. And the second one is also to check if you're alert and participating in what's happening on the online class. Here I have chosen, now if I want to create, I create a lesson. It's an easy, simple kind of one that everybody can do. I want it to be on, say, yeah, I'll go back to public speaking. I want a video on this. So, TED secret to public speaking. This is for 7 minutes. Something is for 1 hour, something is for 12 minutes. Let's not go for longer ones. This is for 5 minutes. Let's choose this, public speaking do's and don'ts. Right, so I chose this particular lesson and this particular video by our famous speaker, and continue. So what do I do? There are different types of assignments that you can give when you choose one particular video. You watch the whole of the video, then you give a multiple choice question or an open-ended question. Then to dig deeper, you also can start, you can initiate any kind of discussion where the students can start responding to this. And you also can have discussion, open a discussion where you give a prompt. How did you become a speaker, or what is your first experience as a speaker, or when did you start observing that speakers public speaking is a different talent? Kind of open discussion questions can be thrown. Who do you think can become a public speaker? Kind of open questions can be thrown to the students. And finally, what are the closing remarks for the whole of the class? The students can post them here. And this is how a lesson can be created on TED and can be shared as link with our students. Now, let me go back to already made lesson. I'll show you what I have created. Now, this is the video that I already have here. The first instruction that I gave is to watch it. The second one, for think, I gave 4 questions. The first one is, what is FOBO? The second one is, what is the effect of technology on decision making? The third one, what are the negative effects of FOBO? And how many types of decisions does a speaker identify? So this is completely based on what is FOBO is also part of the video itself. Hence, the video is to be watched carefully. Now, to discuss, I have another 4 major questions. These are open questions, and the student can respond what kind of word limit is to be done, and instructions can be given when you assign it in the classroom. And finally, an open discussion is given here. Let's begin. Design a flow chart that summarizes the advice from the top. The flow chart should fit on a piece of A4 paper and should be suitable to use as a poster to display in a workplace to help people make decisions. So this is a task after they complete the video. Now what do? I take this link, copy, and give it as part of my class again. And I have assigned. Now, do I want everybody to be part of it? I want copy virtual because most of you are there, and I want all students to be part of it. I post it. Is there anybody who completed any of the quizzes or tasks that I have posted before? Now, let us see. These are the students we have in the classroom. And how many of them have completed the tasks that I have given will be reflecting in grades. Can anybody take take off some time and keep doing the assignment, please? At least 1 or 2 of them, so that I'll show you how exactly assessment takes place here.
Sure, ma'am. We are on the job.
Okay, thank you.
It is from Virtual Classroom Webinar A. right? It is from that classroom.
Yes.
I'll also request other participants to do, please.
You respond and just say turn in. It shows that that assignment is being taken by people. How many have done will also be reflected.
It is written here, ma'am, some Leelavati ma'am. Quiz is asking for access, permission, and other assignment is asking me to log in.
Yeah, you will have to log in to these ones. TED requires login.
Yeah.
You just need to create your ID and log in. Quiz, what is the problem with quiz?
Even for that, I believe quiz, it's okay. When it is in forms, it is being accepted.
Yeah, try and do this blank quiz, which is in Google Forms.
It is written G form is also asking for access.
Is it?
Google
Form, why should
somebody Rohini Sri Vaishnavi is mentioning it here.
I'm not sure then, but
And Celine is also saying it's asking permission.
Permission from my side.
I think it is asking for request access request, ma'am. Maybe you could not put it in accepting the responses.
Okay, no, this quiz is completely empty, and that's why it is not giving you access. I just showed it as an example. Let's look at the other questions that I have given here.
Okay.
Let us look at this.
Socrative also asking access.
Socrative does ask for access.
Yeah.
TED will ask you to log in. No, I want you to open this Google form which is given on the other one. Answer the questions. 93 signed in and 2 turned in. So these 2 who have turned in, if I check out, there is this Ramesh and Srijani who have already done the assignment. Now, what I can do with these people is what I'll show you here. So I can give the student a remark. Good job. Completed in time and things like that. So how much of what mark should I give? Say 5 on 5. That reflects here. Okay. So this is how I can give comments on the responses that I already get. And the student also immediately gets this, but the student response, my response to the student's assignment will not be public. It goes only, say, it is very clearly indicated here that it goes privately to the student. One private comment, and the comment I gave will immediately reach the student. This is one aspect of our grading. Now, getting back to our class once again. Now I gave a reading article here, and I also gave an assignment based on this article, which is also okay. I did show you an article from Hindu. You can add questions like vocabulary, any questions that you find out, and other questions that are related to the text that you have given. These are easily possible on Google Classroom. Now, many of these quizzes, now this quiz is invalid. It is not very important for us, so you can delete. If you want the quiz to have some more information, then you also can add to the quiz, add some more information to the quiz or some more questions to the quiz. Now, let me show one thing. Google Forms is an automatic app you get connected to. In Google Forms, you can do n number of experiments with it. You want long answers from the students, you want short answers from the students, you have multiple choice questions from the students, you want to upload some kind of information and ask the student to respond. For example, I can upload an image that is already there, say, browse. Yeah, I have this image here. I give this image, which you already have seen before. I want 22 faults to be identified from this. For this, I'm giving 22 marks. So, title of the question, identify the mistakes in the picture. Okay. Now, this cannot be a multiple choice question. So what I do, I ask them to write in the form of a paragraph. Okay, now this can be given as a compulsory question that is to be answered. If the answer is to be definitely answered, if the question is to be definitely answered by all the students, then you need to click on this require. Otherwise, even if the student skips this question, the student should be given 100 marks. So when you prepare question papers that are to be answered by the students, make it a point to click on required definitely. You can also add a video, and video-based lesson questions also can be given to the students, like we already have done one related to TED Talk. You can ask the students to log in before itself and have it. Then you can also import questions from other forms. Like for example, you have already prepared questions at some other place in another form, you can import them here. If you want to add another question, this is how you add the other question. Now this I have already made on Google Forms. In Google Form, if you want to make a copy, you can do it. If you want to share the link with the students who want to respond, you can share the link. You can give preferences of people who need to respond to this. Not everybody can respond. Say, for example, collect all email addresses, make question required, and delete quiz point value. Okay. These are the default settings. The form settings will be applied to all the forms that are being created, and collect all email IDs. For example, if somebody is responding to me, to my form that I'm going to share, they can log in anonymously and complete it and say post, submit. It comes to me, the response is there with me, but I will never know who the person is. Hence, if I say collect email addresses, there will be an option for the person who is filling the form to write the email address and then submit. This is something which you will have as a proof to say what somebody has submitted to you. This is that is an option that is given. Now, add collaborators. Somebody I can include my colleagues to come in and add their quiz questions here, so that this can be shared with many people. Finally, I also can say send. I also can have settings. The settings of this quiz also can be here. Collect email IDs and whether it is a presentation, whether it is a quiz. I will make this a quiz, and immediately at each submission, I need to be intimated. I'll look at it manually later. Did some questions be missed? So respondent can see missed questions, correct questions, and point values. So as soon as I give an answer, if there are 4 questions that are there in this form, I responded only to 2 questions. The missed question will be shown at the end of the form. If there are 2 questions correct and 1 question that I have answered is wrong, even that number will be reflected at the end of the form as soon as the form is submitted. Same is with the point values. Right. So now I said email address is required for me. Hence, my email address is necessary for me to submit this form. Whoever responds to this task will be seen here in the form of a spreadsheet. Google spreadsheet will be there. It gives the names of the persons, it gives the time that is being submitted along with the response type that is being submitted. It is easy, and in one go, all the class responses can be seen. How many have responded to how many questions and how much of score is given. Everything can be converted into a single spreadsheet and downloaded for your record. So that becomes your grade card, which is easy for us to manage. And most of the teachers also prefer only Google Forms to give this kind of quizzes. The quiz time can be set, and within this time, between this time to this time, they can respond to these questions and submit the form. Hence, everybody's identity is there. They can immediately respond. Whoever has responded, what multiple choice question, you can immediately get the answers. If it is a short answer or a long answer question, you can grade them and give the mark. However, one difficulty related to Google Form is that you cannot upload a question paper that you already have done before. You will have to type each question or copy paste each question and each question's options in Google Forms. That is something which is tedious to prepare a Google form, particularly when you want to have long multiple choice question paper. Right. This is about Google Classroom. I'm very sure all of you know how to have this Google Meet, and the Google Meet will allow you to have students' responses. Now, one of the challenges I told you is that you're not very sure who is answering your or who is responding to your assignments. It can be my sibling, it can be my friend, it can be my parents. Somebody is doing my assignment, I'm sleeping happily at home. This is possible with online classes, virtual classes, where you don't see the students doing it. However, one of the ways suggested by a recent expert for our university, and most of our colleagues also have adopted it, is to have oral exam in addition to the written one. So if it is a combination of 50-50, the student has an oral exam, student comes online, meets you,
Excuse me,
makes a
ma'am.
presentation. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
We are now on 12:27.
Yeah.
How much time shall we take it to?
Another half an hour. 1
Yes,
o'clock. Is that okay?
yes, ma'am. We scheduled it for 12 o'clock only, but we are behind.
Okay. If you want me to close it very quickly, I can do that.
No,
However,
no, no. We are not asking that. We are not asking that. Comfortably, you can end it up by 1 o'clock. And
then that's fine.
All of them will reserve their questions to be
Okay.
answered in the evening session.
Yes, that will be great. Now, Google Meet allows you to have a one-on-one session where the student can make a presentation, and this oral kind of exam can be conducted with the students, and that can be marked easily by the teacher. Here you also have an assurance. You have the personal identity of the person. You also know whether the student has really put in effort to learn that or not. All this also leads to us to one point. Now, unless a student is highly motivated, the student will not pass the examination. Everything is a proof for us. What all the students are doing, you have a record of it. There is no scope or space for any kind of biases from the student's side or teacher's side, because the rubrics are already given to the student. It is a very transparent kind of examination that you give. Hence, no chances for errors. And for each of the grade that you give to the assignment also, you give reason. You give a private comment to the student. Hence, assessment this way is recorded and it goes very transparent. There will be very less errors or complaints from the student side. With this, I would like to close Google Classes, G Classrooms. Maybe one or two other apps. Yeah, I thought we can also have this Jamboard as part of it. However, not very important. Jamboard is almost like Padlet. This can be given only as an activity to keep the class very active. You need not have it as a compulsory one. Many of the apps that are given in the classroom, tasks that are given in the classroom are only to see that the students are active and participating in what they're doing. Anyway, you're going to have a session on Padlet, so I thought I'll take up this Jamboard. Jamboard is almost like Padlet, but not truly like Padlet. Padlet has number of other features, but Jamboard does not have. Say I give a topic here on public speaking. My topic is public speaking, which I already entered. Now I click on the stick note. I share this Jam with my students, Jamboard with my students, and the students will keep responding. Each of the students will click on the stick note, write the name at the top, and talk about my assignment will be to talk about public speaking. I am not a good public speaker. I feel it is a different skill altogether. Okay, so my response here, my name is given. So what did I talk about related to public speaking is already here. It's just like a stick notes. It is not for evaluation. It is only as a classroom activity that triggers some kind of discussion. So somebody says something about public speaking here will immediately trigger some kind of discussion later, which can be taken up in the regular class, that is face-to-face kind of class online, or it can be reposted in one of the discussions in the main page of the classroom. Any Any other apps? Now, shall we get back to our original? Yeah, almost all of these I have covered. Now let's move on to Edmodo. Edmodo is a much easier kind of classroom, e-classroom when compared to Google. It is almost like all of us have Facebook accounts, and how you deal with how you participate in Facebook. Edmodo is almost like that. It is much easier and it is widely used. It has many other 2 or 3 positive features when compared to Google. Google is confined to its own apps. So whatever I give from outside is like I give only the link, and everybody has to register in that particular app or tool link and then do the assignment. However, in Edmodo, most of the times that is not the constraint that they have. Okay. One thing like in Facebook, how you have your timeline, your Edmodo also has that forum. It gets students talking or generating lots of discussions. Like Google, even Edmodo can connect to the parents, and it also has readily available material. It's easy to open and start an Edmodo class as well. It's as simple as we do for the other classes. This is the Edmodo class. Now I have my B.Ed students who are in the 4th year. Each of them is registered already here. This is the Edmodo homepage. You can click on edmodo.com and start your own classroom. This is a home page. You register yourself, so your name and your profile or your institution will already be reflecting here. Then you say classes. Your classroom management also can be here. You can add number of classes here, create a class or join a class. So you join this, and once you have a class, let me show you. Yeah, this is this is my class. I have members already here. I can create folders, and folder can be shared on the main page of the text itself. Even like Google Classroom, even in Edmodo, you can restrain the discussion going on the open page of the classroom. Say here, I have already posted some kind of link. How many of you like using Edmodo? Polls are also possible to be posted in Edmodo's front page. That is what I wanted to show you here. Any kind of post, you have something as an interesting article, I can immediately post it here. I can bring it and post it here. I've shared it already, and this seems exactly like how you have it on Facebook. You can schedule your classes. You have Edmodo Planner. You can schedule your classes. You also can have library. In the library, what all useful information you feel can be shared with your students, it can be saved here. Your regular messages can also be sent to your students, and can have discussion with the students. You can discover other kinds of apps, games, and material. All can be there. You can have it on one page. For example, I feel I need to discover this particular topic, distance learning. So I share it or I save it. I want this particular game, so I play it or I share it with my students. I like this app to be immediately used in my classroom. So I open this app and this app immediately will be shared with the students. I have this, this is next generation stories. This is about environmental context dashboard. I saved it to my library, and this can be visible already in the library, in my library. Okay, these are the ways that you can use Edmodo Classroom. Edmodo is very similar to Google Classroom. All the e-classrooms or virtual classrooms platforms that I am going to discuss will have similar kind of features. And once you start navigating, it is very easy for you to do it. In Google Classroom, we said a classroom will be directly created in your Google Drive. The Google Drive is also accessible from Edmodo. It is not just from Google Classroom. Hence, in your Google Drive, if you have some material to be that is stored already, the same can be shared even in Edmodo Classroom. So these are the advantages and limitations that we have related to Edmodo. Microsoft Teams also has what it calls as Teams Classroom. Even in Microsoft Teams, you can you have to sign in as Microsoft Teams actually is designed only for internal official communication to happen. However, recently they also started using it for education purposes, and hence Teams also has these facilities. So you can have a calendar. You also can have assignments to be given for a particular class. Team, you can create a classroom, and this classroom, you can title it, you can manage it, you can add a channel to it, you can edit the team, you can have members used in the team, and all these Microsoft apps, other apps that are required for teaching can also be part of this classroom, which is directly given. Here also you will have to add people, join or create a team. You will have to add people. The people again have to, I'm not showing it because it is limited. Not everybody can enter. It takes a long time for you to register for this classroom. That's why I'm not doing it now. You need to create a team. The team should have members. The members should be again registered with MS Office. Office 365 has to be downloaded, and then you can use this. It's a little long process, little complex process when compared to the other two. Now TCS, the other way around, is also doing its job on digital learning. It also has ION. This is what TCS classrooms are for. They have another way of setting up a classroom. So you can have your own classroom by the videos and become a partner of the learning session and contribute to it. You can have resources from it. You have different sectors and different products. Products are always software products, which means apps. So this is related to TCS Classroom. Another classroom that actually is not exactly a classroom, however, but an LMS is, okay. Before I talk about it, let me also tell you what is the difference. Now, all these classrooms are not independent classrooms. What we are talking about Google, what we are talking about Edmodo, these are what we call as virtual learning environments, but not clearly learning management systems. The difference between these two is, if it is a virtual learning environment, you create an environment where you bring in materials from other sources and add it into your classroom. Learning management system will permit you to create your own classroom, to create your own material, to create your own schedules to be executed, not exactly in the form. Now, if you have observed, what all we are doing with Google Classroom is only to fill in the form that is already stipulated for you. You are trying to add information to the existing forms that are there, which are restricted. You cannot do anything beyond that. You cannot reduce or stop doing it when you are in such a restricted kind of environment. But in LMS, you can create, you can have your own material, generate your own material, and share it with the students in the form that you would like to. It's not restricted to one, it is not restricted to two, but n number of variety of materials that you have can be created and shared in that particular LMS classroom. One example of that is Schoology, another is Moodle, the other is Doodle. Doodle is not very famous. Moodle is very famous as an LMS, but Schoology is being vividly used across in the Western world. The reason is Schoology is also as simple as Edmodo. If you start using it, you will also find it very easy to use, and it becomes a simple kind of tool for us to start off with. And it has a free channel, educational one. Most of the apps that you use as an advanced kind of ones are also free in Schoology. But when it comes to Moodle, if it is a free classroom, it is worse than a Google Classroom. If it is a paid one, the minimum kind of purchase is $15 per month, and you need to pay for more facilities, more kind of add-ons you want or plugins you want in that particular classroom. This is the difference between LMS and VLE. They also call us learning experience programs now, more coming from the student's point of view. So how does the student feel when the student enters the classroom is more important. Edmodo seems like a playful kind of classroom. Google seems to be a very restricted kind of classroom. Moodle is something which is dependent on how the teacher wants the classroom to be. Schoology is also a restricted kind of classroom where you have stipulated kind of activities to be done within 1, 2, 3 kind of deadlines. This is about other classrooms. This we have already talked about. Now, LXS and LXP, I have talked about already. The difference is these are platforms where you can create your own material and all. Now, I marked Moodle particularly because Moodle is expensive that ways. Canvas also, you can launch your own programs. You can design and launch your own courses, your own programs on Moodle, on Canvas. Many of the other universities also use Blackboard as one of their launching platforms. We in India primarily use Swayam. In Swayam, you can upload your courses, your programs, and give access to everybody. You also have NPTEL, but NPTEL is not for everybody to launch our courses or programs. So this is about our learning. The last part of it is what are our future challenges? One is teachers turning as technocrats. Are we really technocrats? Will we be really able to do justice to this kind of challenge that we have, shifting from regular classroom preparation? Yes.
Excuse me, madam. Can you place your PowerPoint on a screen? Unexpectedly, you forgot. Only TCS Ion Digital Classroom screen is being found.
Okay, maybe I'll stop and share it again. this is the last part of it. As many of you have already pointed out, one of our major glitches is that if something goes wrong, we need to run to a technocrat, get it fixed, or else we should be able to do it, fix it ourselves, which means, are we going to specialize even in technology? And if we say, no, come on, that is not my job, can we separate our profession from technology? If it is a technology-driven world that we live in, can we live away from technology and still become successful in our careers? This is a question for all of us. We'll have to think about how we are going to cope with the present situation and the future demands that our profession is going to have and what we are going to face tomorrow. And in case we want to become technocrats, what kind of training do we need? If we are supposed to live with technology, use technology, and be everything with technology, what kind of a training is required for the teachers? It's a regular training that is given, like in the form of B.Ed or in the form of any kind of teacher training degree. Is that the training that we need? An MA in education technology kind of ones, or is it self-learning that is required with this user-friendly kind of technologies that are coming up? The third one is the time for preparation to be accountable. Now, I take a longer time to prepare a class, to schedule everything for my class. It is also very challenging for me to sit down, gather different material from different sources and put together, prepare a quiz for my students, give it, execute, respond to each of them. One question is, are we not doing it now? It's only the media that is being changed. Are we not doing all this now? And if it is technology integrated kind of classroom, I don't think it takes longer time for us once we get acquainted with it. The next one is ensuring learning or gaining knowledge. Online classes, unlike the regular ones where students really participate, face the teacher, or be part of the classroom as peer group, is different from what is happening on as online. Online classes, when you create a virtual classroom environment, in one way is catching hold of everybody, saying that I know where you are, starting with your location, find your friend, you find where your student is. Location is given. He says, I am in Madhapur, so I can't come now, madam. My car is broken and things like that. But when you see find your friend, he's definitely beside, enjoying himself with his friends for a treat. That ways, technology has made our lives less private. You can't lie and escape. Your students are in your hands. Similarly, even we are open, our lives are also open to the students to get access. And there are all chances you get a reverse question from them. The next one is assessment procedures. Assessment procedure when it comes to productive skills, particularly writing and speaking. How we have been doing it in the regular face-to-face mode, even doing it online is equally tedious. And sometimes it is convenient because you post everything online and once sent is sent. There will not be any further considerations. For example, if a student says, ma'am, I need some more attendance, say 2% less to take my exam, like we generally say, okay, Pavam, why to allow him to repeat a semester, so add 2 more classes and allow him. But now technology will not allow the teacher to be so considerate. In a similar way, all the assessment procedures are also restricted. You can't, once done, is done forever. You can't redo it. You can't be sympathetic or empathetic towards the students. And it is a record. However, the output skills that we are talking about as language skills will remain the same. The procedure, like you have it in a classroom or in a virtual classroom, the oral examination and the written examination, the procedure of evaluation will be very similar. Now, another challenge for us is, now I want my students to be very active in the classroom. Will I use Mentimeter? Will I use Kahoot? Will I use back channel chat? What will be my particular tool to be used? What do you think is a better one? Now, this becomes a major challenge for all of us. You will have to choose the tools that are secure, that do not allow your the information that you enter to log in or to sign in to be tampered. So the security issues are very high with the future tools that we're going to use. Not every tool that we use is very secure in many ways. Hence, we also have to be careful in registering, in giving the information, in giving permissions. On the many of the apps that we use, ask us to immediately allow access, give access to the photographs, to the information, to the messages, to number of things that you store on your mobiles. But we bluntly say allow and give access for that particular app to have access to all the information that you store in your phone. How secured is it? This always is a question which we should be very careful in using certain tools, certain apps, and I request all of you to be cautious about such kind of apps. Yes, with that, I think I'm closing on time. Hari sir?
Yes, madam. In fact, you have closed on time, but somehow our participants are very much excited taking a break. But of course, we have come to an end. Though we have set up a standard instruction that the timelines may vary here and there. Thank you for your patient and interesting presentation. There are a lot of appreciations, ma'am, in the chat board. There was a teacher coming from some remote place saying, thanks, madam, you were quite patient enough in giving a lecture, almost like a teacher. And there are people who are talking about Google Classroom and how it is to be integrated into their own classroom. And the work that you have already shared with us in terms of preparing assignments and all that stuff was very interesting and wonderful. And with this, let's call upon our SNH, Sciences and Humanities Head of the Department, Dr. Durga Sailaja ma'am, to propose
Hello,
vote of thanks. To propose
Hello,
vote of
sir.
thanks. To propose vote of thanks.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Good
madam. You are.
afternoon, Hari, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, audible, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir. Respected Madam, Dr. Suvarna Lakshmi Garu, who is our most valued invited resource persons into this FDP, and participants who attended this FDP. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Dr. P. Durga Sailaja, Professor in Mathematics in the Department of Science and Humanities, on behalf of entire Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Dr. Suvarna Lakshmi Madam for gracing your important work and sharing a very valuable information to the participants of FDP, Madam. Your presentation is in fact very interesting, and we have been using Google Classroom But today, from your lecture, I have learned many new skills to use Google Classroom. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a really awesome presentation, and you have made us aware on a very good platform where online classes can be conducted. In fact, not only for English, it is very much useful for other subjects also. I'm being a mathematics faculty. I'm a little bit worried how to create a quiz for my students. I'm trying to frame a quiz for my students, but there were some problems for me. But today I have gone through your class and I got some solutions to it. I'll try it for my students, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for
Thank you very
attending
much.
this meeting. Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
very much, Durga Sailaja ma'am,
Thank you.
for your time, and then you have given a valuable input here also.
Thank you, sir. I
Suvarna
also
ma'am.
congratulate team of English for conducting this FDP, which is very useful for all the teachers. Thank you, sir.
Fine, madam. Suvarna ma'am.
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, I should really appreciate the whole lot of participants who were patient enough to stay with us till now. I'm not very sure if I'm leaving time for any kind of questions to be taken up now.
Yes.
Would you like us to have it as a question answer session in the evening?
In the evening, madam.
Shall
After
we do that now?
Yeah. Let's ask the participants. Is it anybody you would like to ask questions now? And there are some hands raised, ma'am.
Okay.
Shall we continue it for other 15 minutes from now, ma'am? It is now
It's completely
12:15.
the choice of the organizers and
Yes,
the
madam.
participants.
We'll go ahead, ma'am. Then we have Shakaira Rahman.
Yes, madam.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Your explanation was splendid. That
Thank you.
was earlier one which I rose. I have no doubts as of now.
Okay.
Okay, then. Thank
That's
you,
great.
madam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
And now we have
what I appeal to all the participants is just try opening a Google Classroom and start looking at all the options that are available, and also try doing similar kind of one in another classroom, either Schoology or Edmodo. And if you have any kind of issues, evening, where you will come up with questions after you have tried it out. Now, basically asking me any kind of question is open and it might seem very vague. But if you try it out, most of the questions that you wanted to ask me will be answered by the technology itself. But in case you still have some kind of glitches, I can step in and help you out. So I want all of you to log in once. That is an assignment that you're going to get from me. I want you to create a classroom of your own with not less than 2 quizzes, 2 assignments, with say about 10 students in your classroom, which also gives some kind of reading material and also listening material. For listening, if you would like to have a video, that is okay. You want to have just an audio, that is okay. However, you need to give an input to the students in both ways, that is listening and reading, and design 2 output kind of activities. So would you like to have an oral discussion in the classroom on a particular topic? Do that. You also need to ask the students to respond. It's not just multiple choice questions, but you also need to create a short answer question and look at how the students are responding to it. You will these are the writing activities that you can think about. The writing activity can also be a single short assignment where you give ask the student to respond on a particular thing after based on the discussion points for about 300 words or so. That also can happen. So all the 4 skills are supposed to be covered. Yes.
And we have Lata Suhasini, ma'am. Lata
Sure.
Suhasini.
Welcome, sir.
Ma'am, are you there? Lata Suhasini?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, ma'am. I really thank you very much, ma'am. We have been looking forward. Actually, me purposefully, like I've been looking forward for this session since long, and thank you because I've been waiting for the assessment tools, and you have given it very clearly. Thank you once again. But then I have a couple of questions, ma'am.
Yes.
First question is there any tool where I can keep posting what I wanted and teach simultaneously? Because I have been conducting classes using classroom meet, that is Google Meet, and also Zoom Meet. But then what do we say? The problem I have faced was either I would, like for writing purpose, I've been using classroom, I've been doing that. Assessment part, there was little problem, but then now I got it cleared. Your class was very helpful. But then I was feeling this as a barrier where if at all I can teach simultaneously post what I wanted to. Of course, using the classroom, that is Google Room, I'm able to present my PPT, but then not the links and all. I think I should be well prepared in advance, but then still I feel there is a big problem, ma'am, in that. And my second question is,
Madam,
yes, ma'am.
For all these, the restrictions are taken away if you enter into a premier kind of league, where it is a paid service, you have both. For example, if you have attended any of the webinars given by others, particularly hosted by Cambridge or Pearson, you will see an option in Google also, in Zoom also, where the presenter can post handouts.
Okay.
For example, I was looking for this option to share a handout and also my PPT, because most of you have already posted asking for my asking to share my PPT with you people. Now, if I want to share that, I don't have an option in Zoom. Now later, many a time this happens. I'm sorry, Hari sir, it is not you. What happens is organizers have to take the email IDs of all the participants. Then they'll have to put all the materials given by all the resource persons, posting it to all of you.
Yes.
Which surely is a time-taking
even in this FDP, even in this FDP, it is there, ma'am. We have shared. Let me show the link also. All of our participants are accessing it. We have shared already a link into which, when they access, all the material is found in it. We have already shared that link, and it has reached to everybody. Whatever the presentation that you would like also to drop it in, you can drop it in.
Okay.
Fine, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Hari sir. I'll share my PPT, and I will also share a couple of other tools that can be helpful as plugins to our own classrooms. You choose to have it as Google Classroom, then you can give the links of those materials or those particular apps to the other classes. That will be fine.
The link is now visible on screen, ma'am.
Yes.
The link is visible on screen, as well as I posted. Venkatramana sir has already posted on Zoom group chat.
Yeah.
Group chat. We also can access this link to drop or to access any of the stuff inside.
Okay, that's great, sir.
And now we have.
Sir, one more question. Sir, if you can.
Please.
Please, I have another question, ma'am. Are there any tools where I can organize, manage, and evaluate the lab activities, especially if you can go with group discussion and debate, ma'am? because that is what we are doing in our engineering college or degree college, if I am right. So this is any tool.
No, particular apps where you have this this oral interaction are not there, but you can use only this Skype or Google Meet or Zoom to be doing it. As of now, as far as my knowledge goes, that is a limitation we have.
As of now, like for PPTs and jam sessions, we are recording and then we are taking the records. But then when we come to the point of group discussions and then debates, I think that might be a problem. It just can't go online. So I have a doubt, like if at all is a tool or any other option where I can conduct this.
If Suvarna ma'am allows me to address to Suhasini ma'am and in general for all others, I am exercising on my laboratory Padlet, which has come up now with many other options, like having a posting of 15 minutes video. For the group discussions, what I did is I make all students to come on conference call. I made all of them to respond to each other, both in video and audio mode. The same video I asked the team leader to upload on Padlet. And we also have made all participants to respond to the others' work and learn from the others' work. This might be useful for
what kind of video conference tool are you using?
WhatsApp is for those 4 or 5 participants together. And then conference calling directly over mobile phone. Then these two are given as a responsibility to one of the students who acts as a leader for that team. And he is responsible to post it on Padlet. Padlet is shared among all class students. So this way we have to integrate various apps tools, as well as tech tools. Tech tools readily available.
Sir, I tried to access your Google Drive. It says you cannot edit. So if you give access
then
to me,
I can give you an access to you, madam. I can give you an access to you to edit.
I can happily mail my PowerPoint along with one document that I wanted to share with all of you as additional tools that you all can try, which are easy and also free to use.
I would like to give you an access to you, madam. I would like to give you an access to you. Maybe by 2 p.m. you are able to get that access, ma'am.
No problem. No problem, sir.
Fine.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Fine. Shall we go ahead now, or shall we reserve the questions? Only just 2, ma'am. One, Mr. Praveen Kumar is there.
Okay.
Praveen Kumar, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please, sir, ask madam.
Madam, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
And I'm indeed so pleasure. I'm very happy to be a part of this program, madam.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have any queries, but just I want to talk to you, madam. That's it. Only one word.
Please tell us, sir.
And thank you very much for addressing us, for delivering excellent and outstanding lecture. It is nothing but a lecture, madam. I feel so.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful lecture.
There is no option here because I had to make you run through many things. Hence, I couldn't take long time.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam. That's it, madam. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
And let's go to now one more hand, ma'am.
Yes,
this is Srinivas Babu Ampalam. Sir, are you there? Sir, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sir. Please respond to ma'am.
Namaste, madam.
Namaste, sir.
Hello. Namaste, madam. Dr. Hari has said something. He has been doing some activities in the laboratory. we have been doing some of the activities for the sake of the students without taking the support of online. And we are very much impressed with your teaching, and we have recollected our school days because you have imparted the knowledge to the all the delegates, participants, and especially teaching fraternity, just like a teacher. And one doubt, madam, do we need to give a training to the student regarding how to use Google Classroom, and just have decided to give a orientation training to our students? Is it advisable or not?
It is advisable, sir. Students also, like we have been struggling, students also will be struggling to do things. Hence, it is very much required to have an orientation session for all the students to allow this paradigm shift to be smoother for both the sides, for the teachers and the students.
Thank you very much, madam, for your nice presentation, all these things. Do we contact you for any doubts or suggestions in future, madam?
Definitely, sir. My email ID, my official email ID, I will leave with Dr. Hari. He can share it with all of you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, Srinivas Babu.
Thank you, Dr. Hari Babu.
And we have just only one more hand, madam. And anyway, we are now 1:13. Within 2 minutes, we are going to finish it off. Dr. Thiru. Thiru, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon,
Yes,
ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Ma'am, I am Tirupati Patel. I am from Osman University, ma'am. I did my DT from EFLU, ma'am.
Oh, that's great.
Really,
nice to
ma'am.
meet you, sir.
I am doing my PhD in blended learning, ma'am.
Okay, that's great.
So really, your classroom excellent, mind blowing, ma'am.
Thank you.
And during COVID session, we could use Google Meet, Google Classroom, and this
That's
Zoom
what
platform,
is
ma'am.
Hari's achievement, sir. It is knocking down the lockdown.
Yes, ma'am. But this TED and Edmondo, so these are all really, ma'am, really, I have seen while you were telling, I was referring in the other source, ma'am.
That's good.
So really, it helps even for my research, ma'am. Both practically and professionally, it could help me, ma'am. Really, thank you so much, ma'am.
That's great, sir. Glad that you're able to immediately try them out and get back to us with your feedback. Thank you so much.
It is all because of the great teachers, ma'am. Because when I was in DT, I could opt for this a CAL session, ma'am. Mohan Raj sir's CAL session.
Okay. Oh,
Again,
you were the one who posted about it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And really, again, you took me to EFLU virtual classroom, ma'am. Really, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, if it is possible, I'll meet you personally, ma'am, after this session in the EFLU.
Definitely, sir. You're welcome always.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Hari sir, for this wonderful opportunity given me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hari sir?
Ma'am?
Hari sir?
Ma'am, one more minute, ma'am.
Yeah.
You said as Canvas app, ma'am. CANVAS. Is it Canvas, ma'am?
Canva is a tool. Canvas is an LMS.
Ma'am, that's what.
Yeah.
Canva. CANVA.
CANVA is a tool.
Ma'am.
It is a presentation tool, actually.
Ma'am.
CANVAS is an open kind of learning management system that allows you to launch your own courses.
Ma'am.
You want to teach online on a particular course, you can launch it through Canvas.
Thank you, ma'am. Really, ma'am. So these are all, first of all, most of the teachers need training, ma'am. As the before speaker said, Teachers need training as well as students also need a kind of orientation, ma'am.
That's true. That's
And you said LMS also an innovative, ma'am. LMS.
Yeah.
Usually we do whatever restricted mode teaching in Google Classroom. But as you said, Edmondo is giving, a kind of TED play also, ma'am. Playful teaching.
That's true, sir.
Ma'am, really, ma'am. I'll try to implement
Thank
it,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you, Thiru sir. Unexpectedly, I was out from the room
Sir.
for a while. A technical glitch at my place. Sorry for that, madam.
It's okay,
Suvarnagar.
sir. It's okay, Hari sir.
And
thank you, sir.
And I hope we have done all the best.
Sir.
Thiru sir, thank you.
Sir, and one more thing, sir.
Yeah, please.
Really, I felt it is a hands-on experience, sir. While madam was teaching, I was searching in the mobile or laptop simultaneously.
Yeah.
And madam was, instructing us. It is really hands-on experience, sir.
That's what we all felt like. Okay, we have a couple of devices in hand to have
Sir.
hands-on experience. The very purpose of this FDP is also to give that exposure. We really thank all the resource persons. So far, we have Venkat sir, and then we also have Suvarna ma'am with us. And in the pipeline, we have Kshema Josh ma'am from FLU. Tomorrow, she's coming down. We have in the evening. It is for all the participants. Couple of interesting instructions or couple of interesting suggestions from the host side. We request all of you to be little patient enough here and there. If at all we have little additional timelines that we require to follow, we have to follow. In addition to that, by evening today, we have Rajendra Singh Ahluwalia, who is going to address us on how the platforms on Google are going to help us in integrating virtual classrooms better than what we have now with us. Thank you very much, Suvarna ma'am. You have driven us with a wonderful interest. We love to listen to your sweet voice throughout the session. And let's end up the session with your permission. Shall we, ma'am?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks to all the participants. It's a wonderful session being with all of you, but I wish I could do something even better for the satisfaction of the participants.
Wonderful, ma'am.
Thank you.
And finally, one more instruction. For today's essay, today onwards, we have assignments. Every day from now to last day, assignments would start by 2 o'clock. Each assignment that ends by next day morning 9 o'clock. It is 2 p.m. IST, 9 a.m. ending time 9 a.m. IST. Kindly, all of you, please access to the folder that is already given to you, where you have all the information. Even Madam Suvarna also is going to drop her presentation, and she also has said that she is going to leave a document. Let's all take it forward. And thank you so much for all the patience that you have rendered. And finally, post Rajendra Singh Ahluwalia's session in the evening today, self-reflection part is also there. All of you, please reserve your questions, any that you could not make it now. Kindly come back. We'll be there to support you. With this, let's end the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.